Hi, Gardening with Leslie and Alan. Today is the maintenance video that I told you about, the last video that we saw with the carburetor replacement. Same tractor, it's a 15-year-old Craftsman, 18.5 horse Intech Briggs Stratton, and we are going to do the spring maintenance. So I already have it up in the air in the front end to access underneath on the deck. So let me get down here and I'll show you a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about on the deck. Now, underneath, if there was a grass buildup, there isn't on this one. It's clean, fairly clean. I would take a scraper and scrape the excess grass off underneath the deck. And if the blades needed attention, which I've replaced these blades last year and they're still in really good shape, they don't need sharpening. But if they did, remove this bolt here, take the blade off, sharpen it or replace it, and then reinstall the bolt. It torques to 30 to 35 foot-pounds on this particular model. And that's about it underneath them on the deck. Okay, so if you remember, in the last video, I did the carburetor, and one of the things I did at that time was replace the air filter, which would normally be replaced on the maintenance. We'll go ahead and I will show you, for those of you who have not seen that video, this is the air filter and the pre-filter that go in here. And they go in like so. So those have been replaced. What we have left to do on the maintenance, this is just maintenance. So we're going to replace the oil filter, and the spark plug. The ignition system is electronic. There is no points for condenser or anything like that, so it's normal, not serviced at all. And let me the oil filter first on this one. It's right here. See if I can make a little as possible mess. Let that drain for a little bit. The new oil filter. I'm going to wipe off the excess oil that's coming off here. Take just a little bit of oil and put on this gasket. And this is hand tighten only. Once the gasket seats like that, just barely touches the gasket, go about 3/4 turn approximately past that point, and that's tight. You don't need to go any tighter than that. Do not tighten it with a wrench. If you can get your hands on it, that's all you need. So there's the filter, that easy. Okay, I've got it set so you can see the oil drain. This has a little cap on it. Pop that cap off and just let it hang. A plastic piece right here that you just twist and pull. And that's that easy. And the oil's going to drain. I did warm it up earlier. It's warm, but it's not hot, so it's going to be a while. So while that's draining, the nice thing about plastic oil pans, you could just make them conform the way you want them. This is kind of an awkward drain. I'm going to go ahead and take the spark plug out, right. Okay, here is the spark plug. The new spark plug. These are gapped out of the package correctly. 30 thousandths is the correct gap for this, and it's already gapped. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that. And just snug it down. That's all there is to it. I'm going to leave the spark plug wire off for now, because after I fill it with oil, I'm going to crank the engine over for a little bit to fill the oil filter up so it's not dry in the crankcase when it's first start after the oil change. So it's going to be a little bit dripping, so I'm going to let that sit for a while. Okay, it has stopped draining, and I'm going to go ahead and cap that off and replace the oil now. Okay, we just push this back in and turn it to lock it in place. Snap the cap back on, that easy. Okay. Okay, on this, it's got an oil fill with a dipstick. I'm going to wipe it off real good. Just lay it right here. Wipe off the top of this. Use a funnel so I don't make a mess. This particular engine requires, they'd like to run SAE 30 weight if the temperature is above 32 degrees. And every time I mow, it's above 32 degrees, so that should not be an issue. So this requires, with the filter, because we replaced the filter, 3.5 pints. So we're going to get it close as we can. We might leave it a little low because I'm going to crank it over, fill the filter, and then recheck it. So I'm going to start with about 48 ounces. SAE 30. Okay, now I went ahead and put 48 ounces in it, and that's fairly close. With the spark plug off, I'm just going to go ahead and crank the engine over. It's not going to start, but I want to get the oil circulating through there and fill up the oil filter. And I want to start it dry. All right, that should be sufficient. Then pull the dipstick out, wipe it off. Let's see how much it has in it now. Wow. It's right on the full mark. So, that's perfect. I'm going to go ahead and start it. Plug the plug wire in, check for leaks after I start it, and we're pretty much done with this. Give it a little bit of gas. Okay, I think that'll wrap this video up. If you've liked it, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you do choose to do so. I'd like that, appreciate that very much. And leave any comments in the comments section. And I thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.